we are really fortunate to have His Grace Gaur Vilas Prabhuji to enlighten us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam content. Tiffany Mataji to give a brief introduction on Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Mataji, over to you.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Today, we are so happy to have with us His Grace Gaur Vilas Prabhuji on our call today. Prabhuji came to Krishna consciousness in 2004, and he earned an MBBS degree from Grant College. Gaur Vilas Prabhuji joined the ashram 2010, and he was initiated as a disciple of His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj in 2012. Prabhuji preaches in various medical and engineering colleges. He also conducts programs for doctors at Bhaktivedanta Hospital and in corporate environments. He is a teacher of Bhakti Shastri and Bhakti Vaibhav courses. He also conducts congregational programs in Mumbai and Maharashtra. Gaur Vilas Prabhuji has done thorough studies of Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and Chaitanya Charitamrita. Thank you so much for joining us today, Prabhuji. We're looking forward to your class. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you for the opportunity to serve. We'll begin with our prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namosute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namaha Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nitinamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So welcome everyone to for today's morning Srimad Bhagavatam class. So we are discussing from Canto 6, Chapter 5, verse number 16. Chapter is entitled Narad Muni cursed by Prajapati Daksha. Verse number 16. Srishtiyapya karim mayam vela kulanta vegitam mattasyatam avigyasya kim asat karma bhir bhavet. Translation. Narad Muni had said that there is a river flowing in both directions. The Haryashvas understood the purport of this statement. Material nature functions in two ways, by creation and dissolution. Thus, the river of material nature flows both ways. A living entity who unknowingly falls in this river is submerged in its waves, and since the current is swifter near the banks of the river, he is unable to get out. What will be the benefit of performing fruitive activities in that river of Maya? Purport by Srila Prabhupada. One may be submerged in the waves of the river of Maya, but one may also get free from the waves by coming to the banks of knowledge and austerity. Near these banks, however, the waves are very strong. If one does not understand how he is being tossed by the waves, but simply engages in temporary fruitive activities, what benefit will he derive? In Brahma Samhita 5.44, there is a statement. Srishti sthiti pralaya sadhana shakti reka chayeva yasya bhuvanani bibharti durga. Maya Shakti, Durga, is in charge of Srishti, Sthiti, Pralaya, creation and dissolution. And she acts under the direction of the Supreme Lord. Maya Dhyakshen Prakritihi Suyate Sa Characharam. When one falls in the river of Nishayans, he is always tossed here and there by the waves. But the same Maya can also save him when he surrenders to Krishna or becomes Krishna conscious. Krishna consciousness is knowledge and austerity. A Krishna conscious person takes knowledge from Vedic literature, and at the same time he must practice austerities. To attain freedom from material life, one must take to Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, if one very busily engages in so-called advancement of science, what benefit will he derive? If one is carried away by the waves of nature, what is the meaning of being a great scientist or philosopher? Mundane science and philosophy are also material creations. One must understand how Maya works and how one can be released from the tossing waves of the river of science. That is one's first duty. Hare Krishna. So this is a very, very wonderful and interesting section of Srimad Bhagavatam going on, in which Narad Muni, he is going to the sons of Daksha, Haryashvas. They were all very pure souls, and they went to do tapasya to get spiritual credits so that they can do the service of assisting Prajapati Daksha in the procreation or in the management of the universe in the form of procreating so many living entities, because that is the role of Daksha. But Narad Muni, being a compassionate devotee, he found out that these people, they are so very pure in their nature, so very pure in their habits. Why not give them Krishna consciousness? And he goes, he's such a wonderful person. Narad Muni is such wonderful preacher. He knows how to preach to a person. Desha, Kala, Vibhaga, Vit. These words, they come twice in Bhagavatam. Once it comes in the first canto, 9th chapter, where Bhishma Dev welcomes all the sages. Desha, Kala, Vibhaga, Vit. According to the facilities he had, he welcomed the sages and he welcomed Supreme Lord, he welcomed the Pandavas. So this Desha Kala Vibhagavit, it is very, very important. How to preach to a particular person. And Narad Muni is expert in that. His disciples range from a person who is a hunter, Mrigari, and all the way up to the kings like Haryashvas, all the princes, they are the princes. And he preaches to Prachina Barhi also, he preaches to small child Dhruva also, he preaches to Uttanpad also. And that is the compassion of Narad Muni. So when Narad Muni sees these 10,000 sons of Daksha, collectively called as Haryashvas, doing tapasya, he goes and he understands that these people, they are so very intelligent. If I'll give them something straight, they will not be able to appreciate it much. So he starts giving an allegorical story. And in this verse, it is, and in this section now it is explained what Narad Muni said. So Haryashvas, they understood whatever Narad Muni said in a cryptic way, in a indirect way. Narad Muni said that there is a river flowing in both directions. And they understood very clearly this material world, the two waves, two directions of this river are Srishti and pralaya, creation and dissolution. And all the living entities, all of us, we are being tossed in these waves, in this river of creation and dissolution. We are being tossed since millions of lifetimes, sometimes coming up above the surface, sometimes going down, always struggling to survive. And somehow in this lifetime, by the mercy of the devotees, we have got a boat in which we can cross this ocean. There's a beautiful verse which comes in Mukundmala Stotra. Kulakshekar Maharaj is saying, Andasya merita viveka mahadhanasya chaurai prabho balibhirindriya namadheyaha mohandhakupakuhare vinipatitasya devesha dehi kripanasya karavalambam. He says, I'm fallen in this deep, dark well of material existence because I have become blinded. My power of discrimination, that is my vision, that is stolen by my senses. Chaurai Prabho Balibhir Indriya Namadheya. These thieves are my senses. Mohandakupa Kuhare Vinipati Tasya. And because of that, I have fallen in this deep, dark well. Somehow, by the mercy of you, my Lord, now I have understood that I can come out of this well. I can come out of this ocean of material existence, Bhavasagar. Otherwise, it is so very difficult. Our condition in this world is like a person who is dreaming, and in the dream, he sees so many undesirable things. Many of us must have this experience, nightmares, and some people, they start even sweating. That is the nightmare. That is a dream status. But when we awake from that dream, we are no longer confused. We are no longer fearful. So scriptures, they describe that this material existence in which there are two rivers, there is a river flowing in two directions. That is like a dream state. Prabhupada gives example of a person who is sleeping and seeing tiger in the dream, and tiger is chasing him and he is running and shouting. But a person who is besides him, he is laughing because he knows, oh, this person is dreaming. There is nothing to be worried about. But for a person who is sleeping, that dream is real. Till the time we are sleeping on the lap of Maya, this dream is a real dream. As it is said, one of the Bhaktivinoda Thakur has written, Maya boshe hacho bese hacho habo dubu bai. We are sleeping on the lap of Maya, and we are sometimes beaten by Maya, sometimes given some happiness by Maya, and living entity, they are just absorbed in that. Prabhupada writes, one may be submerged in the waves of river of Maya, but one may also get free from the waves by coming to the banks of knowledge and austerity. So in this world, Maya Devi, as we know, we have this conception that Maya Devi takes a person away from Krishna. She is just giving so many allurements. But actually, Maya Devi has three potencies. Mahamaya, not Yoga Maya. Mahamaya has three potencies: Pradhan, Vidya, and Avidya. Pradhan is the potency of Mahamaya, which provides the ingredients for this creation. Avidya potency covers the living entity in two ways. We all have heard many times, Avaranatmika and Prakshepatmika. are put off. It is like a layer of darkness. Avaran. Avaran means a covering. So when we come in this material world, our knowledge that we are Jivera Swarupa Hoye Krishnera Nityadas, it gets covered. And we start identifying with this body, this mind, this intelligence, this false ego. Ishwaroham aham bhogi siddhoham balavan sukhi adyo bijanvanasmi konyo asti sadrisho maya yakshe dasyami modishya ityagyan vimohita. That's what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. I am the Ishvara. I am the controller. I am powerful. I am happy. And that's how Agyana Vimohita, bewildered by ignorance. That is the role of Avaranatmika. And then Prakshepatmika, another light is thrown on the wall. You are the controller. We forget our condition, our constitutional position, Jivera Swarupa Hoye Krishnera Nityadas, we forget. And we start identifying with this world. I am the controller. That is avidya potency. But as Srila Prabhupada writes here in this purport, one may be submerged in the waves of river of Maya, but one may also get free from the waves by coming to the banks of knowledge and austerity. The Vidya potency helps one realize that I am not this body, I am soul. So Mahamaya's role is not just to cover our constitutional position. Mahamaya also works to bring us close to the Lord if we are eager, if we are sincere, if we have no ulterior motives. Then Mahamaya starts helping us. Currently, Prabhupada writes, the waves are so very strong. The waves of temptations, they keep coming in the heart and the mind. As Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, just like rivers enter the ocean, the desires enter the mind. Apuryamanam achala pratishtham samudramapa pravishanti yadvat tadvad kamayam pravishanti sarve sashantim apnoti nakama kami. Just like rivers enter the ocean, desires enter the minds of all of us. But a person who has knowledge, who is not the desirer of the desires, na kama kami, he is not affected by these things. He is a sthita pragya. He is completely equipoised. He doesn't get troubled by all these desires which are entering his mind. Because ultimately all these desires, they affect us because we start identifying with this body. I am this body. When Srila Prabhupada, he first went to America and he started telling, I am not this, you are not this body, you are soul. So some of the audience, they started thinking, maybe he is not this body, I am my body only, because the conception is so very strongly rooted, that I am this body and everything in connection with this body is mine. Bhagavad Gita, Krishna speaks a very beautiful verse in the 13th chapter, which is considered to be a very technical chapter, but it's a very, very important chapter. There, Krishna describes the seed of the material existence. And in that 13.6, I think, he says, Ichha, Dvesh, Sukham, Dukkham, Sanghatas, Chetana, Dhriti, Etad Shetram Samasena Savikaram Udaharitam. Very, very interesting verse. You know what Krishna is saying here in this verse? He says, Ichha, Dvesh, attachment and hatred. Sukham, Dukkham, happiness, distress. They are all interactions of the matter. So the question comes, matter doesn't experience all these things. We experience, right? We as soul, we experience sukha, dukkha, attachment, hatred. Why Krishna is saying that these are the interactions of the matter? Etat shetram samasena. Very, very important to understand. Because we start identifying with this body. We start identifying with the matter. I'll give you a simple example. If you are seeing a movie and your favorite actor is there playing a role, of course, we don't see movies now, but generally, previously. So when a person is seeing a hero being beaten, oh, then he also becomes very distressed. Arey, itna pitai ho raha hai, is beaten so much. And when the hero has a good time with the actress and they are enjoying, then the person also becomes happy. Why? Nothing is happening to him. He starts identifying with the person. That's why he suffers. That's why he is happy. We start identifying with the things of the world. Atma, Jaya, Suta, Agar, Pashu, Dravina, Bandhu, and Rajya. These 8 things, they trap our consciousness. Atma. This is a second canto verse. Shukdev Goswami speaking about Parikshit Maharaj, how he detached himself. Atma, Jaya, Suta, Agar, Pashu, Dravina, Bandhu, Rajye cha vikale nityam virudham mamatam jaho. He gave up all these attachments. Why? How? Prabhupada writes in the purport, a Krishna conscious person can surely and very easily cross this ocean of material existence. This river which is flowing in 2 directions, Krishna conscious person is very easily detached from his bodily needs. He takes care of the body. He knows I am not this body, but he understands that I am in this body, right? We have to take care of this body. Although we are not this body, but this body is an instrument to serve the Lord. He takes care of it. Jaya, husband or wife. Suta, children. Agar, home. Pashu means in current times vehicles. Dravina, wealth. Bandhu, relatives. Rajye, property. All these things, they trap our consciousness. The more we use these things in service of the Lord, the more we become purified. Otherwise, it is so very difficult. It is not so easy. Whatever we are trying to achieve in this world, it is, as Narad Muni, when he goes to Uttanpad, Dhruva has gone to forest. Narad Muni instructed him that you do tapasya, please the Lord. He starts doing tapasya, severe tapasya he does. Narad Muni comes back and tells Uttanpad, O king, your son has done the most difficult thing in this entire creation. Sudushkaram karam kritva lokapalairapi prabho aishyatya chirato rajan yasho vipulavam stava. Sudushkaram karma, very, very difficult thing is being done by your son. What he has done? He has pleased the Lord. This is most difficult even for the controllers of the universe. Lokapalai Rapi Prabhu. And what are we trying to do? We are also trying to do the same thing, right? We are struggling so much taking care of our family responsibilities, job, health. And in midst of so many things, we are struggling to come close to Krishna, to please Krishna. Prabhupada writes in this purport, knowledge and austerity. Without austerity, without struggling hard, we cannot please Krishna. There are no easy ways in Krishna consciousness. Please understand, and we should always remember this. We know all these things, but we have to be reminded again and again. And of course, I'm speaking to remind myself also. Otherwise, it is so very difficult because the process which we have got is so very rare. Many times we don't understand the rarity of what we have achieved in life. This Krishna consciousness is so very rare. Out of millions of living beings, jivas, few get human form. Labdhva sudurlabhamidam bahu sambhavante Manushyam arthadamanityamapi hadhiraha turnam yate natupate danumrityu yavan nishreyasaya vishaya khalu sarvata syat. 11th canto describes this human form we have received, labdhva sudurlabha, not just durlabha, not just rare, very rare. Bahusambhavante, after many, many millions of births, we may have achieved this life, this human form. Manushyam arthadam, it can give the real perfection, although it is anityam, very short-lived. How many years will live? No guarantee, but still, it can give the highest perfection. Turnam yatet natupate danumrityu yavan. Before it falls down, please endeavor to achieve the highest perfection of life. Otherwise, nishreyasaya vishaya khalu sarvata syat. Are sense gratification is available in all the species of life. Why to endeavor for that? Every species endeavoring for sense gratification. We know the story of Indra becoming a pig. And Narad Muni comes and tells, oh Indra, just go back to your heaven. And you know what Indra says? Oh, my child, my wife has just delivered, my newborn kid. Just see how beautiful he is. I have to take care of him. I have to, provide all the necessities. I cannot go now. And the person may be thinking, what foolishness is this? Every species of life, the happiness is there. We should not endeavor for that. Sukhamendriyakam daitya dehinam dehayoginam sarvatra labhyate daivad yatha dukkham mayatnataha. Prahlad is telling to his friends, oh my dear friends, happiness is there in all the species of life. Just like you don't endeavor for misery, it comes. Similarly, even if we don't endeavor for happiness, it will come as per our karma. Tat prayaso na kartavyo yatha ayu vayaparam na tatha vindate shemam mukunda charanambujam. Okay, then the question is, if we don't endeavor for happiness, then what should we endeavor for? Mukunda charanambujam, please endeavor to get lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. Otherwise, same cycle of birth and death. We have to remind ourselves again and again. In Kali Yuga, we tend to forget things. As somebody said, I forget phone numbers, I forget names, and third thing I forget is I forgot. We keep forgetting things. We have to remind ourselves about our fortune. How fortunate we have become by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, by the mercy of devotees, by mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We have to constantly remind ourselves and be grateful for whatever we have received in life. As His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj, he speaks many times. To be grateful is not a part of bhakti. To be grateful is bhakti. We have to be grateful for each and everything we have got in Krishna consciousness. Such a rare human form of life. And out of many, many millions of souls, few get human form. Out of those, very few actually understand what is spirituality. Actually, very few understand. For most of the people, anything different from normal experience is a spiritual experience. No, that is not the case. Spirituality means to connect to the Supreme God. It is so very rare. Third level of rarity is, even after coming to spiritual life, how many of the people know who is God? Very few. People, they go to different temples. In India, people, they go to different temples on different days. On Monday, Lord Shiva. On Tuesday, somebody else. Wednesday, Lord Vishnu. Thursday, people go to Santoshima or some different temples. Saturday, Shani Dev, Shani Darshan, and Sunday, Doordarshan, Chutti, holiday. Ghar mein baithenge, we'll enjoy. After millions of lifetimes, we have understood that Krishna is the Supreme Lord. It is a very rare understanding. Even after understanding Krishna to be Supreme Lord, how many of the people are serving Krishna? Most of the people, they go to God either out of fear or out of some desire to fulfill some rewards I want. Some people go to God to say thank you. It is my duty to say thank you. Very few come to Krishna to love him. Very rare. And this so very rare opportunity, Mahaprabhu has given us without any endeavor. Anarpit charim chirat karunayavati irna kalau samarpaitum unnat ujjwal rasam bhakti shriyam Hari purata sundara duti kandarpa sandipite sada hriday kandare sfuratu shachinandanaha. This verse comes in Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela, first chapter, where Kaviraj Goswami is explaining the internal reason for appearance of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Anarpita charim chirat. Sorry, this is the external reason. Anarpita, that which was not offered so far. Not in Satya, not in Treta, not in Dwapar. That is offered in Kali Yuga. And that is love of God. So very rare. So if we don't understand the value of what we have received, then again this river of creation and dissolution, so many waves are there tossing us up and down. We have struggled a lot since millions of lifetimes. We have fallen this deep, dark well of material existence. As this Kulakshekar Maharaj has quoted this verse. Rupa Goswami says, after falling in this well, what is happening? Andhasya merita vivek mahadhanasya chauray prabho balibhir indriya namadheya mohanda kupakuhure vinipatitasya. I have fallen in this well. In this well, what is happening? There is a snake which has bitten us. Manasi jafani jushte labdha patosmi dushte timir gahana rupe hanta sansara kupe ajita nikhil raksha hetu sansara daksha upanaya mama haste bhakti rajju namaste. Very beautiful verse. Comes in Padyavali. Manasi ja, that which is born of the mind. What is that? The snake of desires. Fani jushte, a snake of desire has bitten me in this deep dark well of material existence. Labdha patosmi dushte, and now I have become more and more fallen. In this world there is darkness everywhere. Timir gahana rupe hanta sansara kupe. In this deep dark well of material existence, it is darkness. Everywhere it is darkness of ignorance. Avidya. Avidya is covering everyone. It is the darkness. Ajita nikhil raksha hetu sansara daksha. The devotee is praying, oh my Lord, you are Ajita. You never fail. You are never defeated. You never fail in protecting your devotees. Ajita, you are Ajita. You are unconquerable one. Ajita nikhil raksha hetu sansara daksha. You are expert in protecting your devotees. You are daksha. Nobody can protect us better than Krishna. And again in so many scriptures, Krishna is giving assurance, I will protect you. For sure, I will protect you. He speaks in Bhagavad Gita. Ma shuchaha ananya shintayanto mam ye jana paryupasate tesham nityabhyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyam 9.22. I provide what my devotee lacks. I protect what they have. 18.66. Sarvadharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam braja aham tvam sarvapapebhyo mokshayishyami. Ma Shusha, I will protect you. Don't worry. Lord Ram gives assurance. Anyone who surrenders and tells, I am yours, even once. Lord says, I give him abhaya. Sakrateva prapannoya tavasmi iti chayachate. Abhayam sarvada tasmai dadami etad vratam mama. This is my vrata. मैंने व्रत लिया है. What else do we need? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, please take to this process. Such assurances are given by the Lord, and still if we doubt, still if we don't take it seriously, then there is no hope. So therefore, Krishna is so very magnanimous, so very benevolent. Mahaprabhu is all the more merciful. He just expects one thing. Be sincere. He is Patita Pavan, he is not Kapata Pavan. Kapata means duplicitous. If we still have desires to enjoy this world, Mahaprabhu will not give so much of the mercy. If we have desires because of our conditionings, and if we are trying to overcome that, we are struggling to overcome that desire, Krishna will show mercy, Mahaprabhu will show mercy. But if we are duplicitous, in association of devotees, I have a different picture. And in my private moments, I have a different personality, then Mahaprabhu will not show mercy. Mahaprabhu likes sincere, struggling sadhakas. It is not our problem if we are not able to chant pure rounds. Are we struggling? If we are not struggling to chant pure rounds, attentive rounds, then Mahaprabhu will not show mercy. Mahaprabhu likes simple devotees. Simplicity pleases the Lord. And therefore, we have to be really struggling and endeavoring to the best of our capacity, So therefore, if we don't struggle, if we don't endeavor, then this illusion of this world will affect us. This world, it is not an illusion, but it is temporary. What is the illusory thing? All the material nature keeps projecting so many desires. You can enjoy this world. This world is for your pleasure. One time Srila Prabhupada was there in one place and he was giving a class and he said, Krishna has made this world for enjoyment, and everybody was happy. Wow. And then Prabhupada is saying, first time, what we need, what we want to hear. He said, then Prabhupada continued, Krishna has made this world for enjoyment, not yours, but his enjoyment. And what is the enjoyment of Krishna? Krishna becomes happy. He enjoys the most when living entities come to him. That's why he appears in this world. That's why he incarnates. He sends his representatives. He sends scriptures. He comes as Archa avatar. He comes as Prasad. Why? Just to reclaim the fallen conditioned souls of this world. That's the only thing which Krishna does in this world. Otherwise, the illusions of this world are so very overwhelming. As Kunti Maharani says, Janma Aishwarya Shruta Shribhir Edamana Madah Puman. They all intoxicate a person to a greatest extent. High birth, Janma, Aishwarya, wealth, Shruta, high learning, Shribhir, beauty, Edamana Madah Puman. They intoxicate a person. So we have to be careful while we are in this world. In this world, there are two rivers, two waves, creation and dissolution. Prabhupada writes, Maya Devi is in charge of Srishti, Sthiti and Pralaya, but she acts under the direction of the Supreme Lord. Mameva ye prapadyante maya metam tarantite. So the more we surrender to Krishna, the more we can tolerate the desires of this world. Otherwise, the desires are so very overwhelming. In the second canto, there is a beautiful verse which comes. Narad Muni is talking to Brahma, and Brahmaji, he tells, "Oh Narad Muni, I'll tell you a secret." He says, "My words, they never go wrong. Whatever I speak comes true. My senses, they never go towards sense gratification. My mind never goes towards, wrong things, never deterred from the right path." Why, This is a secret which he is revealing. "Because I have caught hold of the lotus feet of the Lord with great zeal." The more we catch hold of the process of devotional service, the more we will be able to resist the temptations. How to catch hold of the lotus feet of the Lord? By catching hold of the various limbs of sadhana bhakti. न भारती में अंग मृषोपलक्ष्यते न वै क्वचिन्मे मनसो मृषा गति न मे ऋषिकाणि पतन्त्य सत्पथे यन्मय हृदौत्कण्ठ्यवता धृतो हरि. Na Bharati me ang, oh my child, oh son Narada, my words never go wrong. Mrisha means false. Navai kvachinme manaso mrishagati, my mind never goes on the wrong path. Na me rishikani patantya satpathe, my senses, they never go towards sense gratification. Why? Yanmai ridautkanthyavata dhrito hari, because I have caught hold of the lotus feet of the Lord with great zeal. Great zeal, this is a very important word. This is a price we have to pay. Eagerness. Now, there are various stages of chanting. In the beginning of our Krishna consciousness, we would think, I have to chant, chanting karna hai. I have heard so much of the philosophy, and because we had some faith in the beginning, I have to chant to purify myself. After few years, after many years of practice, we should come to the second stage. I want to chant. I want to chant. Not that I have to chant, I want to chant. Because I want to develop my relationship with Krishna. And when we get purified, then we come to the third stage, I like to chant. That's the journey of a sadhaka. From I have to chant, I like to chant. And this will come in the life of every sadhaka. And in the journey, so many temptations will come. Janma, Aishwarya, Shruta, Shri, Edamana, Madapuma, just like Nalakuvar, Manigriv, they were so very wealthy. Out of all these four things, Janma, Aishwarya, Shruta, and Shri, the wealth intoxicates the most. Some people are born blind. They are called as Janmandha. And Janam se andha hai wo, born blind. Some people, they are blinded by illusion, Madandha. Some people, they are blinded by lust, Kamandha, Mohandha. And this wealth blinds the person the most. But the more we come to Krishna consciousness, wealth doesn't blind a devotee. Bhagavatam is full of examples of great kings who were devotees. Ambarish Maharaj, Yudhishthir Maharaj, Bharat Maharaj. About Bharat Maharaj, it is described how he gave up his wealth, family, position of a king, kingdom. Just like a person, he leaves after responding to the nature's call, doesn't even look at it. Yo dustyajan dar sutan surid rajyam ridhi sprisha jaho yuvaiva malavat uttama shloka lalasa. Because the desire to achieve the Lord is so much, the attractions of this world are negligible. Currently, we are not so much attracted to Krishna because the attraction of this material world is so much. The glamour of this world attracts so much. But for pure devotees, it is not the case. They're not attracted by any glamour of this world. Just like when devotees, they brought Alfred Ford, Amrish Prabhu, first time to meet Prabhupada. And devotees were introducing Prabhupada. He is Alfred Ford, great grandson of Henry Ford. And generally, when you meet such a great personality, anybody will glorify and appreciate. Prabhupada said, "Oh, you are great grandson of Henry Ford. Where is he now?" And Amrish Prabhu recalls that he was really shocked. Nobody had asked such thing. So pure devotees, they are beyond the illusions of this world. When Srila Prabhupada, he went to America for the first time. For people going to the Western world, this is like a dream. But when Srila Prabhupada, he went to America, he was saying what? He was seeing all people absorbed in sense gratification. Rajastamo bhavera sabaya chana. Everybody is covered by the modes of passion and ignorance. Oh my Lord, how will I teach this message? Bhakti nai, Veda nai. I have no bhakti, I have no knowledge. Out of humility, Prabhupada was writing this. He was not attracted by the glamour of this world. One time, Srila Prabhupada was coming from a program. It was a successful program. Many people attended. Prabhupada was sitting in the car with all the devotees, and Prabhupada was in the front seat and all the devotees were in the back. And one devotee noticed that Prabhupada is looking out and he's seeing big, big buildings of New York. And Prabhupada had tears in his eyes. So devotees were confused. They were thinking, why Prabhupada is so very sad? Why is he crying? Because everything went well. It was a wonderful program. One devotee asked Prabhupada, Prabhupada, is everything all right? Prabhupada kept looking outside and he said, we should save them. That is a vision of a pure devotee. He doesn't see, oh, such skyscraper buildings, they are enjoying life. Prabhupada was looking, oh, these people are suffering. The more we become purified, the more we realize that the pleasures of this world, they are actually the source of misery. Yehi samsparshaja bhoga dukkha yonaya evate adyantavanta kaunteya nateshu ramate buddha. That's why great souls in the pursuit of, attaining love of God, they have given up everything. Bharat Maharaj, Yudhishthir Maharaj, Dhruva Maharaj. We see in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Raghunath Das Goswami. He was a son of a billionaire, the only heir to the entire property. But because he understood that life is meant for achieving the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya, he would run every day, every night he would run. And his father, he had employed 12 guards to, catch him, bring him back. One day he somehow escaped. Every day, he was trying to run away, and his mother was telling to his father, Putra Batul hoilai harakha bandhiya, tara pita kahe taha nirvinna hoya. She's saying, Ares, your son has become mad, pagal ho gaya hai. Just tie him up and keep him in one place. Bandha rakhiya. And father was also sad. He's saying, Are, what can this ordinary rope do? Indra sama Ishware Stri Apsarasam Ei sab bandhite nari leko yaraman. He has beautiful wife like Apsara. He has wealth of Indra. If all these things can't bind him, how can a rope bind him? How he has come to this stage? Chaitanya Chandrera Kripa Haya Cheyhare Chaitanya Chandrera Batul ke rakhite pare. He says, this child of ours, he has received the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. Chaitanya Chandrera Kripa Haya Che. Anyone who receives the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who can keep him in this world? And he was running. One day he escaped and he was running through jungles. ग्रामे ग्रामे पथछाड़ी जाए बने बने काए mano vakye chinte chaitanya charane. He was running through jungle because he knew if I'll go by the main road, my father's men will catch me again. Not caring about sleeping, eating, drinking. भक्षण अपेक्षा नहीं समस्त दिवस गमन क्षुधा नाही बाधे चैतन्य चरणे प्राप्त्ये मन. He was not even caring about eating, sleeping, just running. Chaitanya charane prapte man. That is the eagerness. I want to achieve Krishna's lotus feet, and for that we have to endeavor. Otherwise, this river of this material world will keep on moving from creation to dissolution. Srishti, Sthiti, Pralaya, Sadhana, Shakti, Rekha, it will go on. But if we taste this wonderful name, form, pastimes of Krishna, then slowly detachment will come. Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yogam Adhokshaje. Lokasya Ajanato Vidyam Chakre Satvat Samhitam. People don't know how to get out of this world. So Vyasadeva, he wrote this Bhagavatam. And by reading Bhagavatam, naturally, Gyan and Vairagya will come for sure. One who has tasted the beauty of Krishna, naturally he gets detached from this world. There's a story of Dhanur Das in the South India, in Sri Rangam. Very beautiful story. One time Ramanujacharya and all the disciples, they were beholding the beautiful procession of Ranganathji. Shobha Yatra was going on. Everybody was glorifying, singing, dancing for the pleasure of the Lord. They saw one person. He was holding an umbrella with his left hand over a beautiful lady. And with the other hand, he was doing chamar for that lady. Just absorbed in the beauty of that lady. Everybody was making fun of him, ridiculing him, but he was oblivious. Ramanujacharya, he called him. He said, do you know what are you doing? You are making fool of yourself. Everybody is glorifying the Lord and you are seeing this beauty of this lady. Don't you have any shame? He said, look, I am a connoisseur of beauty. I have never seen anything more beautiful than the eyes of this lady. Ramanujacharya, he felt compassion. He said, if I show you something beautiful than the eyes of this lady, will you give up seeing the beauty of this lady? He said, of course, but I don't think anything is there in this world more beautiful than the eyes of this lady. Ramanujacharya, he said, okay, you come in the evening for Aarti. Ranganathji, he called him. So this person, he was really a genuine, sincere, person who was looking for beautiful things. He came. And Ramanujacharya, he prayed to the Lord Ranganath. Oh Lord, please reveal your beautiful form to this person. That is the secret. If a pure devotee or if devotees pray for us, then Lord shows mercy. Every person around us, they have the power to elevate our consciousness or degrade it just by their thoughts. If we are pleasing many devotees and they are thinking, wow, this devotee is so very wonderful, so very nice, such a sincere devotee doing services, Krishna acknowledges and he purifies us. But if we are troubling devotees, if devotees are unhappy because of us, Krishna takes note of it and he doesn't give mercy. So if devotees, they are compassionate, if they are pleased with our services, then for sure Krishna will show mercy. So Ramanujacharya prayed to the Lord. And when he came in front of the Lord and Pujari, he showed this lamp over the beautiful face of the Lord. And this person, Dhanurdas, he was amazed, wonderstruck, stunned to see the beautiful eyes of Lord Rangnath. He fell down in ecstasy. He realized whatever I was looking for, it was insignificant. There is nothing in comparison to the beauty of the Lord. So therefore, the more we take shelter of the devotees, the more we'll be able to appreciate the beauty of the Lord. The more we'll become detached from the attractions of this world. As Dhruv Maharaj is praying, Bhaktim muhu pravahatam tvai me prasango bhuyad ananta mahatam amalashayanam yenanjasolbanamuru vyasanam bhavabdhim nishye bhavad guna kathamritapanamattaha. He's praying to Lord, oh Lord, please give me association of your devotees. Bhaktim muhu pravahatam tvai me prasango, because in association of your devotees, I am getting to hear Harikatha. They are such purified souls that without any endeavor, I will cross this ocean of material existence. I don't have to even endeavor for it. Association of devotees is so very powerful. So therefore, the more we are sincere in our attempts, in our consciousness, sincerity of purpose and consistency of our efforts, they both are required. Consistent and sincere. Purity of intent and consistency of our endeavors, they both are required. And if we work and serve in this way, for sure we will come out of the illusions of this world. And that's what Prabhupada writes. A Krishna conscious person takes knowledge from the Vedic literature. At the same time, he must practice austerities. You know what is our greatest austerity in Krishna consciousness? To keep the mouth shut, not to speak any blasphemy, not to speak about the faults of other devotees if we have nothing to do with it. Gossip, one time one devotee was Prabhupada's secretary, servant, and Prabhupada called him, gave him some service, and he went out and he met one devotee, was talking to him. Prabhupada called him. He said, what are you doing outside? He said, Prabhupada, I was just talking to this devotee. Prabhupada said, what were you talking? Just about things and people. Prabhupada said, that is gossip. Gossip will destroy our movement. We have to be really careful. What are we speaking? Even though if some devotee is doing anything wrong, even if he has faults, if we have nothing to do with it, we should not speak about it. If we are really concerned, please go and tell an authority who can do something. Whenever you see faults in somebody, and if we have a desire to correct it, we have to first ask few questions. Am I the right person? Is it the right time? Is it the right way? Then only we can give feedback. Am I the right person, first of all? And is it the right time? Just like if somebody is sitting with a plate of prasad and you start telling her, such, you are a sense gratifier. You are eating so much of sweets. That is not the right time to give feedback. Is it the right way? So therefore, we have to practice this austerity, not speaking anything harsh. Anudvegakaram vakyam satyam priyahitam chayat swadhyayabhyasanam chaiva vangmayam tapauchyate. And therefore, Prabhupada writes, to attain freedom from material life, one must take to Krishna consciousness. So we'll stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Anybody has any questions?
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for this very nicely. Important it is to be sincere and also put our efforts consistently. And and also how careful we should be with the Vaishnavas. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for the very wonderful class and very valuable points. Thank you, Prabhuji.
There are a few questions.
Yes, Prabhu, I would read from the chat. Okay, it's just a comment. Excellent class. And yeah, Dashandi Mataji, you can please ask your question.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Prabhu. Prabhu, I don't even remember the verse number, but I do remember that where Lord Sri Krishna is saying that Sri Krishna's appearance and disappearance और एक्टिविटी जिन ग्रेट सोल को पता है वो दोबारा जन्म नहीं होते, तो उसका गहराई क्या है?
Sorry, can you repeat the question, Mataji?
हाँ, जो श्री कृष्ण ने कहा है एक श्लोक में कि श्री कृष्ण की जो अपीयरेंस और डिसअपीयरेंस जो है और एक्टिविटीज के बारे में जो जितने सारे ग्रेट सोल को पता है उन वो ग्रेट सोल के दोबारा जन्म नहीं होते, तो इसका डेफिनेस क्या है कि डिसअपीयरेंस और अपीयरेंस और एक्टिविटीज के
जन्म कर्म च एवं यो वेत्ति तत्त्वतः त्यक्त्वा देहं पुनर्जन्म नैति. Yeah.
हाँ प्रभु जी.
Yeah, so it means that the more we understand the transcendental nature of the divine nature of the Krishna's name, form, pastimes, the more we become attached to him. We give up attachment to the things of the world and we get attached to Krishna. You know, Prabhupada writes in the 15th chapter, there's a verse, na tad bhashyate suryo na sashanko na pavakaha. In that Prabhupada writes, one should be attracted by the description which is given here. The more we get attracted to the descriptions of the spiritual world, the more we get attracted to the name, form, pastimes of Krishna, the more we become distasteful from the things and attractions of the world. Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Adhokshajam Janayati Ashu Vairagyam Jnanam Chayat Ahetukan. The more we practice bhakti, Gyan and Vairagya will come automatically. And when we become detached from this world and we get attached to Krishna, for sure we will go to the spiritual world and will not return back. That is the understanding of that verse. Okay?
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Yes,
Yeah, next, yes. Prabhu, you can go ahead.
Yeah. Hare Krishna, Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. Fantastic class, Prabhu. So nice. Prabhu, I want to find out about the mind. Out of all the things, I think the mind is the biggest gunda which really stops it. The mind is only, whatever we do, chant and all, the mind takes us away from this. Suddenly it goes up. Even at the very high level, you may think that you're doing morning Mangalarti, 4 o'clock chanting, thinking. But suddenly the mind just becomes the hero. So how to just capture the mind and make it a Goswami of the mind? Because always it becomes Godas.
Yeah, that is a journey of a sadhaka. You know, there are 4 levels which a sadhaka goes through. In the beginning, when some temptation comes, helpless defeat. Without even thinking, we get defeated. We enjoy sense gratification. When our mind gives some temptations, we enjoy. After practicing sadhan bhakti, getting purified, then we become little bit advanced. We come to the second stage. First was helpless defeat. Second was struggle and defeat. You know, we struggle. We try to resist the temptations of the mind, but we fail. Then when we continue practicing, we become more and more purified and we come to the third stage, struggle and success. Now we become successful. You know, now we can resist the temptations. There is struggle in between, but we resist the temptations ultimately. And the fourth is effortless success. We don't even endeavor to resist because there is no attraction only. this is the journey of a sadhaka. Just like Haridas Thakur, when this Maya Devi appeared in front of him, he said, Krishne nama Vishtamana sada Haridas aranye rodita hoila Sri Bhava Prakash. Because he was so very absorbed in the thoughts and the name of Krishna, all the temptations of the Maya, it was like crying in wilderness. Nothing affected him. So we should not be so much disturbed if we are not able to control the mind. We should be concerned about our practices in Krishna consciousness. Are we struggling? Whether the mind will be in control or not, that is Krishna's job. Are we struggling? Many times we put so much of the emphasis on our anarthas. Oh, I'm not able to control the mind. Still I have problems. Still I have anarthas. So many thoughts are coming in the mind. We should not take this seriously. Many times we take our anarthas so very seriously. We don't take Krishna seriously so much. We don't give importance to the process so much. We give importance to our anarthas. I have so many anarthas. My mind is still contaminated. My mind is still going away from towards sense gratification. Don't worry about that. What we should do is we should have that faith. Upadeshamrit, Rup Goswami says, Utsaha Nishchaya. What is that Nishchaya? Nishchaya is very important. It means we should have that faith, confidence. Avashya Rakshibe Krishna. Many times we keep pondering about our anarthas. Even after practicing for so many years, still my anarthas are troubling me. Still my mind is going towards sense gratification. Don't worry about that. The more we worry about our mind, the more we go away from Krishna. We have to learn to neglect the mind. Okay, all these anarthas are coming. Okay, that's what I was in the past. So they will come out. When the churning starts, churning of the milk ocean, what is the first thing which comes out? That is the poison, right? So we have started churning our heart by the process of chanting, association, Bhagavatam. We should understand that poison will come out for sure, and it is a deadly poison. Our anarthas are so very deadly. We should never ever try to handle our anarthas on our own. We have to approach devotees. Reveal your mind. I have this problem. And then they can pray to the Lord. Their prayers will give us strength. On our own, we cannot handle that poison. That poison of our anarthas, we should not try to handle it, otherwise we'll die. Many times they go into depression and guilty consciousness, thinking that itne saalon ke baad still I have same problems, same anarthas, same desires. No problem. The process works. We have to understand the process is working. The problem is, we don't realize our extent of our anarthas. They're like mountain. And when little bit starts coming out of that mountain, we think, itna problem, so many anarthas. I never experienced all that. Right? Many of us must have experienced before coming to Krishna consciousness, whatever level of anarthas were there, after coming and after practicing, it seems that sometimes the anarthas have increased. Pehle itna nahi hota. After coming, we have started experiencing more, anarthas, more desires. This is poison coming out. We have to just learn to neglect that. Don't condemn. Many times we condemn ourselves so much. We don't have to condemn ourselves. What's the difference between inferiority complex and humility? Inferiority complex means false ego frustrated. Humility means false ego rejected. When we think too much about ourselves, we go into inferiority complex. We have to depend on Krishna. Krishna is powerful. I am insignificant. My anarthas are overwhelming. But, I spoke that verse, Manasija fani jushte labdha patosmi dushte तिमिरगहन रूपे हंत संसार कूपे अजितर खिल रक्षा हेतु संसार दक्षा उपनय मम हस्ते भक्ति रज्जु नमस्ते. We have to, when we are fallen in this well, Krishna has given this rope of devotion. Bhakti Rajju. Rajju means the rope. What we have to do? We have to catch hold of it very, very strongly. Then only we can come out. So we should have faith in the process, and we should not take our anarthas so very seriously. So mind can portray, mind can give us anything, which we may not even imagined in our whole life. So many things will come which we may not even imagined also. But that is our anarthas coming out. Don't take it so seriously, just relax. Be happy that these anarthas are coming out. They will go away. So that's how we have to be patient with ourselves, and we have to be enthusiastic. Utsaha, Nishchay, Dhairya. That is required. Okay.
What I find, Prabhu, is the four negative principles: the meat eating, intoxication, gambling. It anyway we don't indulge, and we have no taste at all. But the fourth one, the illicit sex, which we are not doing, we don't indulge. But there is some desire and some part of our life which is because of the previous reflections as animal bodies. It is still somewhere, it's a So, however, we are, just because such one desire is there, we have to come back again, because that is there somewhere. Krishna wants us to clean it 100%. Unless everything is.
See, Prabhuji, we should not focus so much on the destination. Many times we forget the basic instructions, karmanye vadikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. Many times we are so much focused, will I go back to the spiritual world? And that is not our job.
Krishna will take care.
That is not our job. Our job is to keep on endeavoring and struggling. That's all. To purify is Krishna's job. We have to just show our endeavors. We are like small sparrow. We all know the story of the sparrow and the Garuda. Sparrow was trying to empty the ocean. What can we do to purify our anarthas? All our sincere, attentive chanting is like sparrow. So we have to just show our endeavors, and Krishna will purify. Krishna will show mercy. We should not be so much concerned, will I go back? What will happen to me? Don't worry. Krishna speaks in Varaha Puran, a beautiful, a very hope-giving verse. Vatati yadi doshena madbhakto na chamam smaret aham smarami madbhakta nayami paramam gatim. Very hope-giving verse. He says, Krishna is himself saying, somehow because of my devotee at the end of his life, he cannot remember me because of cough or some accident he dies. Don't worry about that. Vatati yadi doshena madbhakto nachamam smaret. If my devotee cannot remember me, I remember my devotee. Aham smara madbhakta. I remember my devotee. Nayami paramam gatim. I bring him back to my abode. So that is how Krishna is giving assurance again and again and again. Don't worry about that. We have to just focus on our process. We should not focus on the goal so much.
What is the verse number, Prabhu? The Varaha Puran, what is the verse number SB?
Don't know the verse much from Varaha Puran. That is a beautiful verse. Okay, Prabhu.
It's a Charama
Thank you very
Shlok.
much.
Okay, Charama Shlok. Balaram Prasad Prabhu is saying, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Jyoti Takni Mataji, you can quickly ask.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Prabhuji, you told about Mahamaya has three potencies at the starting of the teachings.
Yeah.
So, what could you please give me some details about avidya, because you just
Avidya, okay. Avidya
is it an illusion?
Avidya means the illusory potency that has two parts, as we discussed, avaranatmika and prakshepatmika. The covering potency, which covers our knowledge that I am servant of Krishna. Because once we come from the spiritual world, to stay in this world, we have to forget that I am servant of Krishna. I was enjoying with him. Otherwise, we cannot stay in this world. So mercifully, Mayadevi covers are that knowledge. And then another consciousness is projected, that I am controller. That is called as prakshepatmika. So these two potencies, they come under avidya, ignorance. And then third is vidya. When a person, jiva, starts understanding that I am trying to enjoy in this world, but still I am not happy. Maja nahi aa raha hai. I am trying everything, but still I am not happy. Then he starts looking for, some higher understanding. Then he comes under the purview of vidya potency. Vidya potency helps one to realize that we are not this body, we are soul. But so level of self-realization is given by Mahamaya only. But bhakti is given by Yogamaya. Okay. So Mahamaya can help us to realize that I am not this body, I am soul. But if we want to serve Krishna, if we want to practice devotional service, that is the purview of Yogamaya. Ladini karai Krishna ananda swadan, Ladini radvare kore bhaktira poshan. That is the job of Ladini Shakti, Yogamaya Shakti. Pleases Krishna, gives pleasure to Krishna, and serves the devotee, nourishes the devotees. So that is how these three potencies are. Okay.
Ji, Prabhuji, very clear.
Correct.
Prabhuji, there is one more question. There is always a talk about the taste and the sincerity. So could you define both terms, please? Because it comes every day, every lecture, every shloka, there is an explanation of sincerity. So I just needed some subtle thing, because the definition I have asked already, but now it seems that it's very difficult term to understand. So could you please share? Hare Krishna.
When we come to Krishna consciousness, these words, sincerity and seriousness and intensity, and to develop taste, new devotee thinks, abhi to mil hi jayega, just a few months to go. And when we start working, then we realize, oh my God, this is a long way. So being sincere, what does it mean to be sincere? One of the devotees was saying, to be sincere means when you sit for the chanting and you are feeling sleepy, you don't, go and sleep, you struggle. That is one of the examples we can understand. Am I sincere? Sincere means I really want it and I am ready to compromise my comforts for it. What is the meaning of being intense in Krishna consciousness? We hear this word also many times, being intense. What's the meaning of being intense in Krishna consciousness? Just like if you shake your head vigorously while chanting Hare Krishna, many devotees they do. Is that intense chanting? And what is intense chanting? Intense chanting means attentive chanting. When we are attentive, when we are present in various activities of Krishna consciousness, that is intense. While we are reading, while we are chanting, are we struggling to be attentive and present? That is intense chanting. That is intense practice of bhakti. Tivrena bhakti yogena yajeta purusham param. And the taste is given by Krishna when he sees our endeavors. Consistent endeavors pleases Krishna. Consistent, attentive endeavors, they are required. And all of us, we have developed some taste by mercy of the devotees and by our practice. Taste means if one day I am not able to read Bhagavatam, I feel a pinch. Aaj Bhagavatam nahi pad paya. I could not hear something. That means you have developed some taste for it. If some days we are not able to chant our rounds properly, we feel, I am not able to chant properly. That means we have developed some taste. So taste is given, and that is we have to be greedy to get that taste. Krishna bhakti rasa bhavitamati kriyatam yadi kutopi labhyate tatra laulyam api mulyam ekalam janma koti sukritir na labhyate. Rupa Goswami says, if we want to develop a taste for Krishna consciousness, Krishna bhakti rasa, everybody wants to taste that rasa of bhakti, sabko chahiye nahi? That's why we are endeavoring, right? You have to pay a price. Nothing comes free in this world. What is the price to get Krishna consciousness? Laulyam. You have to be greedy. I want it. I want to develop that taste. The more we want it, the more Krishna will give it. Ye yathamam prapadyante. Okay.
Okay.
Hare
Thank
Ji Prabhuji, Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you so much. Eternally grateful to you. And one complaint that why this class got over. I just wanted to hear more. It's so
Krishna.
beautiful. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, Balram Prabhuji, you can ask your question. Puja Mataji, you can ask your question if you're there.
Thank you, Prabhu, for the wonderful narration of the whole it was actually very, very, very pleasing to the heart, not the ears, but it was very pleasing to the heart. So, Prabhu, I had one, of course, everybody knows this, but I thought of asking you again. This devotional service is very contagious. It starts by hearing from a devotees like you, and then the people have purity in their heart. That really touches our heart. So actually, I'm asking, why is this so? Because some people, as you said, if people are not into anything, then Prabhupada was compassionate. And then looking at them, we feel that, oh my God, I have to be, it's not a comparison, but it's contagious. So I just thought of asking, how does this work, and why is this working?
As Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu describes, there are two ways to become a pure devotee. Kripa Siddha and Sadhana Siddha. Just like Bali Maharaj was Kripa Siddha devotee. He didn't endeavor so much to practice bhakti. He was given mercy. So there are two ways. But if somebody thinks, I want to become pure devotee by Kripa only, that is a very risky proposal. Prabhupada, he showed mercy to everyone in the beginning. One devotee asked Prabhupada, what was our qualification that we came to Krishna consciousness? He was thinking Prabhupada will appreciate him. And you were qualified for it. Prabhupada said, you had no qualification. I made your qualification. So it is possible some devotee, pure devotee shows mercy, we can become purified. But that is a very risky proposal. If somebody thinks, Jab tak kripa nahi milega, I will not do anything. I will become pure devotee only by kripa. What if we don't get kripa? Therefore, sadhana bhakti is the safest path. And on the path of sadhana bhakti, if some devotees give mercy, that is all the good. But, all our acharyas, they have told, Srila Prabhupada and all the acharyas, they have emphasized on this process of sadhana bhakti. What is sadhana bhakti? Rupa Goswami says, Kriti sadhya bhavet sadhya bhava sa sadhana abhida nitya siddhasya bhavasya prakatyam hridi sadhyata. When we have no taste for the practices of bhakti, still we do it because we have heard from acharyas, we have heard from devotees, and we have read in the scriptures. And we engage our senses in the process of bhakti. That is called as sadhana bhakti. So of course, somebody can become purified by kripa, but what if that person doesn't get kripa? And if he says, no, main to kripa se hi pure devotee banunga, I will not endeavor. We can wait, but when we'll get kripa, that is not sure. So therefore, all the characters of Bhagavatam, they are full of all these, characters. They are showing us the mood of a sadhaka, the intense endeavor a sadhaka does. What is the consciousness of a sadhaka? When reversals come in life, what is the consciousness of a devotee? Does he complain or is he grateful? Tattenukampa sushamikshmano bhunjanu evatam kritam vipakam ridvagvapurabhirvidhan namaste jiveteyo mukti pade sadaya bhak. Brahmaji is praying, a devotee should be grateful even in the midst of problems. Of course, it is so very difficult to practice, but that is what is expected out of us. When problem comes in life, we should be grateful. Thank you, Krishna, for giving me this opportunity to grow in my endeavor consciousness. Otherwise, we will not grow in our consciousness. All of us have this experience when problem comes in our life, how sincere, how helplessly we take shelter, of the Lord. That is how Krishna plans the life of his devotees so that we can come close to him. So that's what we should do. And if devotees, they show mercy, that is great, wonderful. And they will show mercy for sure, but we should not depend on that only. Because Damodar Leela says endeavor and mercy. They both go hand in hand. Unless we endeavor just to depend on the mercy of the Lord, mercy of the devotees without endeavoring, it is not a good proposal. Okay.
I have another, if it is okay to ask.
Yeah.
I was thinking about Pandavas. In spite of all the Pandavas were very dear to Krishna, and even their whole family coming to even Uttara, right? The Bhaktavatsala character, Krishna as a Bhaktavatsala, everybody thinks that he is very merciful and he is a protector. But I was thinking about, is that Pandava had developed love for Krishna, even coming all the way to the Uttara, or did they really thought Krishna is the protector, so we'll just take shelter of Krishna? So how do we understand that part? Because we as the sadhakas, I don't know anything much, but the Pandavas were with Krishna, but were they thinking that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Is he everything? I don't know, because even if I look at it, Arjuna even coming to, after looking at universal form of Krishna, then only realized, I thought, oh, hey Madhava, how can I, no, I was talking to you like this. So you are not, you are a Supreme Personality of God. So I was thinking, are they really in love or prem for Krishna? Did they know they are Supreme Personality of God? Or is just they were thinking, maybe my ancestors, my elders thought he is the protector, and so we will just take shelter of Krishna so that he will protect us. Because for all of us, we always think, oh, he is a protector, will take shelter, protector. I don't know, I don't think we develop love for Krishna. So that's my thought process.
See, Bhagavad Gita, Krishna put Arjuna into bewilderment for our sake. It was not that Arjuna was confused. It was just Yogamaya covering the intelligence of Arjuna. Arjuna is always a pure devotee. They are all Nitya Siddhas. They have never this confusion that Krishna is Supreme Lord. All the questions which
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Is that frozen, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay.
Prabhuji will be back in.
Back. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, we cannot hear you.
Hare Krishna, am I audible now?
Yeah, yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
Now,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
for the second question, we did not hear anything, Prabhu. It was frozen.
No.
Still frozen.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji got disconnected.
Yes, Mataji. No, he's back. Prabhuji is back.
Hare Krishna, am I audible?
Yes, Prabhuji, now.
Yes, yes.
Hare Krishna, am I audible now?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, ठीक है. Just give me 1 minute. There is some network issue. Just wait. Hare Krishna, am I audible now?
Yes. Audible.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
For my additional
So,
question, I did not hear anything,
the
Prabhu. It
last
was
question?
completely frozen. So maybe if you can repeat,
Hare
that would be great.
Krishna.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, can someone tell the last question? I just forgot. Hare Krishna.
I was thinking about the Pandavas Bhaktavatsala nature, the Krishna's Bhaktavatsala nature. So, but are we really looking for a protection of the Lord
Just a
or
minute,
love
Prabhu,
of
I'm
the
not
Lord?
able to hear you. Just a minute, there's some problem with my
Prabhuji, would it be possible to type in the question?
Hare Krishna. Yeah. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Okay, Prabhu.
Please go ahead.
What was the last question? I've just can somebody Balram Prasad Prabhu, can you just repeat?
Prabhu, you started answering saying that, Arjuna knew that
Yes,
Krishna
thank
is
you, thank you. Yeah, yeah. So basically, Arjuna and all the Pandavas, they were already pure devotees. They were Nitya Siddha Bhaktas. It was not that after hearing Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna became purified. It was just for our sake. Sarvopanishado gavo dogdha gopalanandana partha vatsa sudir bhokta dugdham gita amritam mahat. He was always a pure devotee. Krishna personally orchestrated all these problems in the life of Pandava so that we can understand what is the mood of a devotee when problem comes in life. Because when Krishna was departing from Hastinapur, it comes in the first canto, 10th chapter. What was the feeling of separation? Satsangan mukta dusango hatum notsahate buddha kirtyamanam yasho yasya sakrita karnirochanam tasminnastadhiya partha saheran viraham katham darshan sparsha sanlapa shayanasana bhojanai. So Suta Goswami is describing what was the mood of Pandavas. He's saying if a person becomes attached to other devotee, he cannot live without him. What to speak of Pandavas? They were staying with Krishna always. They were eating with Krishna, dining, moving around, everything they were doing with Krishna. They were already pure devotees. So when Pandavas, they pray to Krishna for protection, they are telling us what should be the mood. It comes in the first canto, 7th chapter, the son of Drona punished. When Ashwatthama shot this Brahmastra, Arjuna, he offers beautiful prayers to Krishna, telling that you are the Supreme Lord. Krishna, Krishna, Mahabaho, Bhaktyanam Abhyankaraha, Tomeko, Dahyamananam, Apavargosi Samsrite. You can deliver one from the cycle of birth and death. You are the Supreme Lord. You are the creator, maintainer, and destroyer. So they were always aware of this. It is not that just because, their ancestors, they were praying to Krishna for protection. That's why they were also praying just for protection. They knew that he's a supreme Lord. They were always pure devotees. So there should be no confusion in that. Parikshit Maharaj, he was a pure devotee. It was not that after hearing Bhagavatam, he became pure devotee. He was always a pure devotee. Just because we could hear Bhagavatam, Parikshit Maharaj was put in this condition. So that is the understanding. Okay, Puja.
Thank you,
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna. Any other questions?
Thank you, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, do you have time? Should we take
5 minutes.
Puja Mataji, you can ask your question.
Puja Mata.
Sure.
Hanji, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Prabhuji, my question is, how can we get more and more mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu?
Prabhupada said, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself says in Chaitanya Bhagavad, do two things: attentive chanting and attentive dealings, and you will get mercy of the Lord very quickly. Chant attentively and be very careful in dealing with devotees. These two simple things, of course, they are the most difficult things, but these two things are sufficient to bring one close to Krishna, to advance in bhakti, to get mercy of Lord Sri Chaitanya. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come to just give love of God, and he's expecting one thing: we accept it. If somebody is giving donation, he only expects one thing: just take it. I'm giving it. Hey Gupta Bhava Sindhu, Brahma Napa Eka Bindu, Hena Dhana Bilaila Samsare, Aiche Dayalu Avatar, Aiche Data Nahi Ara Guna Keha Nari Varni Vare. Who can understand the extent of mercy of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Brahma also cannot understand. Brahma Napa Eka Bindu, Aiche Dayalu Avatar. Who can be more merciful than Lord Sri Chaitanya? He has come to give the highest to the lowest. Apani kari ashwadane shikhaila bhakta gane prema chinta mani prabhu dhani nahi jane stan yare tare koila dan Mahaprabhu data shiromani. Among the givers of benediction, Supreme Lord Sri Chaitanya is the best, is the foremost. He expects only one thing: please take it. Adi Leela, 9th chapter, Kaviraj Goswami describes the Lord Chaitanya tree, the desired tree of devotional service, Bhakti Kalpa Vriksha. In that, Mahaprabhu is requesting each and every one. So many fruits I have come to distribute. How many will I distribute alone? How many can I eat alone? Please help. Please eat and distribute. Krishna Bhakti Siddhantagan Yate Prafulla. I can, quote verses, but basically he's saying that mercy of Lord Chaitanya is amazing. Devotee, they taste it and they distribute it. When we are arranging a festival and then you are distributing and prasad. So a devotee, after he is full, every devotee has eaten and so many things are remaining. Then what we do? Distribute. Abhi kya karenge? Baato, distribute. So that is what Mahaprabhu is telling. Please taste and distribute. That is what is expected. Okay.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Narahari Prabhuji, please ask your question.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Gaur, Vilas, Prabhu. Thank you for a very nice presentation today. Prabhu, in your class, you mentioned that in the initial stages that the devotee, he just chants because he has to chant. And then the second stage, you said that the devotee wants to chant. And then the third stage, you said that the devotee likes to chant. Prabhu, can you please explain how or what is the motivating factor for sadhaka to go from one stage to the other? And thank you, Prabhu.
And see, the more by the process of bhajana kriya, the more one becomes purified. Krishna inspires from within. In the beginning stages, a devotee may chant and he may have some material desires. But Krishna is such a wonderful personality. He fulfills the material desires. And along with that, he gives himself. He gives himself to that devotee. And then devotee thinks, oh, why did I ask all that? That was the case of Dhruva. Krishna kahe ama bhaje mage vishay sukh. Amrit chhadi vish mage ei bada murkh. Ami vigyai murkha vishay ke na diba. Swachar amrit diya vishay bhulaiba. Kaviraj Goswami describes, if a devotee asks for material things from the Lord, Krishna feels that he is fool. I am intelligent. He is asking for material things. I'll not give him. I'll give him my own devotional service. He'll forget all that. He'll forget all the sense gratification. So that's how, Krishna imperceptibly purifies the heart of a sadhaka without even knowledge. How it happens? Krishna does it. And that's how we move from the stage of I have to do it to I want to do it. That stage of nama bhas, from nama parad to nama bhas. It is in our hand. We can actually come at the stage of nama bhas by our endeavor, but that is every day's endeavor. But we cannot go to Shuddhanam. That is awarded by the Lord. I like to chant. That is awarded by the Lord. That is mercy of the Lord. But I want to chant. That is our desire. That is our free will. I want to chant. I don't have to chant. I want to chant. I have to chant with अभी ठीक है सुना है तो ठीक है अभी we will do it अभी क्या करें I want to chant. I want to develop connection with Krishna. I want to taste. I want to experience all these great devotees, whatever they are experiencing. I want to chant. And it all happens by our serious, sincere endeavor. Krishna purifies slowly and it happens. For sure it happens. Okay. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Thank
I
you.
think we'll stop here. Yeah.
Can I ask one question quickly, Prabhuji?
Regarding
regarding dealing with the devotees, when you were speaking that it should be, the person should be authorized to go and tell the corrections. In that case, like when we see one devotee's behavior or attitude is continuously disturbing another devotee, and we feel like to do something about it, and we go and inform the person who can correct, the authorized person to correct that person, like whether like his mentor or someone. So is that the correct intention? Because
yes.
it's yeah.
Yes.
We
Continue.
cannot. Yeah, like sometimes it's that humility should be there, so the person has to tolerate. So, but when it is, we feel that like environment and the devotees etiquette is being little disturbed. The environment, like temple should be like Vaikunta. So when that is being disturbed, so when we, with the good intention, if we go and tell them in the right way as much as possible, it is correct, no Prabhuji, because it is our responsibility. Even if we are just part of the temple, very minute thing, when such things are there, we feel like to do something so that then everyone will get benefit. So how nice way we can.
Yes. Yeah, exactly whatever you have said is the right way to approach, because if a person is not your friend and he, that if I tell him or her, that person will not take it seriously or he may feel offended also. So better to, and if we are really concerned about that devotee and if the actions of a devotee is really affecting the community, then we should not just sit and watch. We should go and approach some senior devotee and tell him that I'll be very happy if I am wrong, but this is what I am observing. Many times how we speak conveys our intentions. If we are really having a little bit of happiness in this person has such fault, you'll be implicated. We should be really pure in our intentions. I really want to serve this devotee. I really want to help him or her. Then we can, do it in a proper way. Approach a senior devotee who can help that person. And if we think that if I'll tell her or him, he'll listen, that person listen, we can do that. But if we are not the right person, then approach some senior devotee. That will help. But our intentions are very, very important. Why we are doing it? Just for the sake of doing it, I have nothing to do with it. But still, just to tell some of the problems, this person is doing this. Oh, pata hai kya hua? Nahi malum, I'll tell. And then the story starts. And that is not the right way. You should be really very careful about why we are correcting. Okay.
Yes, thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Hare
Very, very good, very practical. Everyone are really very much satisfied by your class, and many comments are there. And as a whole, I thank for behalf of everyone. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, and we look forward for your association in the future. Let's pay obeisances to Prabhuji. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripasindhubhyevach.
Namo Namah.
Thank you for the opportunity to serve.
Happy birthday to you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Please give your association to Prabhu.
Thank
you so much,
Pranam to all
Prabhuji.
devotees. Hare Krishna.
wonderful class. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Hare Krishna.